How to keep our motivation when things are not going right?
Okay, so the rule I generally use is that you'll have a lot of challenges every month. I remember when I was very young, a wise old man said to me regarding staff and bits and pieces, he said, each staff member will give you a challenge once a month. If you have 30 staff members, you'll have 30 challenges. If you have 75 staff members, you'll have 2.5 challenges a day. So if you are prepared and expect them, then it's not an issue. It's all part of it. Okay, the bigger your corporation or the bigger your business or the more customer base you have, you're going to expect those hits. So you can't wake up in the morning going, oh, it's going to be a great day, I'm going to have no hits today, and at the end of the day it's still going to be a wonderful day. If you get ready for 20 hits and you end up having 10, it's a bonus. If you end up having 15, it's still a bonus. If you end up having 20, okay, that's what you planned for. Okay, so, but you can't lose sight of your goals. That's the main thing is you have to, each athlete, when we talk about the Olympics, you know, a weightlifting person, now they're going to have injuries throughout the whole career because they're pushing it. You know, an athlete who's doing bicycle riding, you know, a cyclist, he's going to have injuries. So along the way, you're going to have all of these. You just got to understand that it's all part of the game. But if your goals are strong enough, and that's what keeps you motivated, okay, then it's fine. The mother bird and the father bird, when it rains and there's no worms or bits and pieces, they've just got to work harder, you know. They don't necessarily bring the food every single time in that quantity, you know. So just be prepared for it, and then it's a lot easier. It's kind of like if you're prepared to lift 100 kilos, and you think that table's 100 kilos, but it's only 60, that's a bonus, isn't it? Right? But if you think that table's going to be 20 kilos, okay, but it's really, you know, 80, you're gonna hurt your back and you're gonna be in pain.
Yeah.
So there is very simple stuff to basically go, okay, the bigger I am, the more challenges I have to face, but you also, as you're growing, you're understanding that. You're understanding that, you know, to take on more people or to take on more customers or to take on more debt, depending on what your business is, but just be prepared for it, but have your goals strong enough that it's worthwhile taking those hits every single day. So that's the thing is you've got to work out, you know, later on we'll talk about, you know, what really is a business, what's really your goal, what you really have to sacrifice, okay, and be prepared for it, or decide that I'm just going to be 9 to 5, all right? So there's always going to be hits, okay? You just wake up in the morning and you go, okay, it's going to be a great day, I'll have 20 hits, but at the end of the day it'll still be a great day.
But may I ask one question? When the down part happens, how to recover as fast as possible? So
to recover, yeah, there's a lot of situations where, you know, it's long-term financial, or there's you know, COVID's recently happened.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of businesses out there that are seriously hurting. Your long-term vision is what will bring you up. They're your friends, all right? They're kind of your friends that hold their hand out and sort of say, okay, you'll be fine. So they're the things that you've got to hold on to. That's the important bit about that feeling of that 4-year-old boy when he just put his arms up. You know, that still gives me goosebumps now, because that's enough to drive me. So you've got to find those things that will basically lift you up, will basically put their hand out and say, come on, you can do this. And a lot of it is in your subconscious mind. A lot of it is all the little bits that you've done, you know, over a period of time. So it is very hard for somebody who, let's say, not necessarily lazy, but I'll do it tomorrow, and this and that and the other. So your subconscious mind works all that out. And then it comes up with really great excuses why you can't do this, or why you can't set up a business, or why you can't. So it's basically a computer. All you've done is you've fed it information and it feeds it back to you. So if you don't do the little things all the time that you should do, and you make excuses, that's what your brain knows. exactly who you are, what you are, and then it spits it out. If you do those little things constantly, and yes, there's no excuses. Occasionally you might find that you can't do some things because of certain circumstances and bits and pieces. Your brain understands that. But going back to when you're down, it's like, okay, where do I see myself in a year? Where do I see myself in 12 months or 2 years or 5 years? And that's what's got to keep pulling you up. There's a famous thing, I love Tom Hanks. I was watching an interview where they were actors, and they said, what advice would you give yourself, if you can go back 30 years? And he said, it will pass. All right? So the bad times will pass, okay? But the good times will pass as well, So that's the thing with it. It will pass. It will pass. And it depends on how many lifelines you've got. That's your goals. How many things you want to do in life. And understand that, yes, you will have... I had a bad day 25 years ago. I gave them up, It's just a decision you make. You just go, okay, what do I have to do in my head to make every day as great as possible for myself? And how do I teach that to others? To sort of go, okay, if you smile all day long, after about a year, they'll put you in a psych ward, okay? So I'm close to there because I smile every day. But that's the thing, you make your own decisions, and the things that will pull you up. Yes, you'll have some great friends, and yes, you'll have, after many, many years of, achieving things, and, you'll have a great team around you. But at night, they're not there. At night, you're just with your own head. It's what's in your mind and what you can see in the future for yourself, and all the new adventures and things like that. Once again, we have 1,000 months to live. Let's not waste any.